I hold my breath, man. I hold my breath every single time some former player or former San Antonio Spurs speaks about the Spurs nowadays. It's always something. It's always something going on.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, guys. So before we get started, really quickly, okay? Support your boy, man. ClanTheMerchFan.com. Link in the description if you guys want to support. Please do. It means the world to me, and it helps this channel keep going. It helps me thrive, okay? So if you guys want to support, link in the description. It'll mean the world to me. All right, and it's some nice merch there. Some really nice merch there. All right, so let's go ahead and dive straight into this. So, wait, I just lost it. Here it is. All right, so Richard Jefferson, okay, has some choice words about the San Antonio Spurs. Honestly, I have not watched this, so we'll see what he has to say. Hopefully, it's not negative. But yeah. All right, so let's see. Yeah, let's okay.
But the ability to add the 3-point shot and how that sort of lengthened your career, I want to get into sort of the origins of that, the people that influenced that.
Oh, you're such a dick.
No, but listen, I want to point out that you have the same
what was that?
3-point percentage is one of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time, Larry Bird.
See, you guys don't see what he's doing. Okay, let me explain this. I'll give you the whole thing of what happened.
You had 4 seasons over 40%.
I was top 5. I was top 5 in the league at one year. I was, I think, 4th in the league in 3-point percentage. Right. This is what happened. I was in Jersey and I was running around player, Jason Kidd. Then I go to Milwaukee. I shot like 39% from 3, really well from the corners, averaged 20 a game. And then I go to San Antonio and it's a part of a roster. So I basically became a 3-and-D guy. But I was not exactly stoked about that in the beginning, right? I struggled with it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember him struggling with it. But we'll listen to him all the way through. Sorry.
Like mentally, emotionally, I was going through a lot. I went through a very public breakup. I had my grandmother passed. There was a lot of shit that happened when I was in San Antonio. It wasn't great. But the first year there, I would stand in the corner, and that was never my game for the first 8-9 years of my career. I would stand in the corner. And obviously, I like Tim, Tony, Manu. These guys are great. But I stand in the corner not doing anything. And then I would get the ball with a second to go, and I would fire up a 3. I was like, what the fuck? And to Pop's credit and Chip England, they were like, hey, this summer we're going to get in here. And like, Richard, we know you can shoot 3s. You just have to get better at the type of 3s that you're shooting, right? You're not going to get the ball with 10, 12 seconds and go to work. You're not going to get, 5 layups and 8 free throws. Now your 3 ball's feeling good because you've seen it go through the hoop. You might get 4 threes, and they're most likely going to be within 1.5 seconds left to go on the clock because that's the way they play. So Chip England worked with me, and I give Chip so much credit. And Pop, I give them so much credit for extending my career because now I'm a 35, 36-year-old 3-and-D guy. But if I'm shooting 32%, I'm not playing that much. If I can shoot 39 or 40%, now all of a sudden I'm a very, very good 3-and-D guy, especially as you get older. And so, no, it was. I can't give Chip England enough credit. I can't give Pop enough credit for, cussing me out and staying with me. And every chance I get, I say this. Dude, my career would not have been extended to the length that it was if I didn't learn those skills in San Antonio with Chip.
I don't want to gas you up here. I don't want to give you a compliment.
Because I just gave a Duke guy a compliment in Chip England. That was part of the reason.
But I want to acknowledge something, and you live this because you were in the league 17 years. I was in the league 15 years. There are a lot of times where a player is good at it, at maybe 1 or 2 skills. And
okay, I don't care. All right, so my thoughts on that. That's actually really nice. That was really nice for him to say that. So as you guys know, a lot of Spurs fans, and this is the only perspective I have being a Spurs fan, and I'm on the internet way too much. Around that time when we had Richard Jefferson, Spurs fans were not happy. Okay, everyone was actually expecting Richard Jefferson to be what Kawhi Leonard ended up being. Like when we got Kawhi, everyone expected that, and we were not getting that. We were continuously searching for that type of player, and Richard Jefferson didn't necessarily live up to that. But with that being said, he was a pretty good 3-point shooter. Okay, and also I do remember him not necessarily being happy. It was kind of like the the LaMarcus Aldridge situation, where you can kind of tell from his demeanor at times that he wasn't really like hype about being on the team. And in turn, a lot of Spurs fans didn't like him. And then it didn't really help that once he left, it was a lot of rumors out there that Tim Duncan didn't like Richard Jefferson. Now, looking back, obviously, they're friends now. Everything's cool. But it was quite a few times, man, where people questioned that on whether or not he even cared for Richard Jefferson at all. But I will say this, man, he was a pretty like decent player. He wasn't what we wanted him to be, nowhere near what we expected him to be. But I will say that I really enjoy those years, or I look back on those years fondly of him as a player with the Spurs. And it's really great that he says that the Spurs extended his career. And that's one thing that people really need to like understand here. Like, I understand that Popovich can get a little frustrating, okay? We all know that Pop can outcoach himself. We all know that sometimes he gets a little too stubborn. I mean, heck, you guys know how I feel about this season. I feel like some of these games we should have lost, and Pop should have did everything in his power for us to lose them. And there was many a times where he didn't, and he would put in lineups to win. And I was like, I don't get it. And now, sitting right now where we're at, we're in a situation where it's going to be a coin flip, and we don't know what side we're going to land on, right? So it's a little frustrating, but at the same time, you can't lie and say that Popovich isn't the greatest coach of all time, if not the second greatest coach of all time. I don't know how many people will say that. I say he's the greatest. And the fact that he extends people's careers and he knows how to put you in a position to win. And that's what he's great at. I don't think that he holds players back like some might say, like Steven Jackson might say, or DeJounte Murray might say. I don't believe that. I think that he extends your career. He gets the most out of you, and it's always team-based. What's best for the team? I mean, there's still some people that have the audacity to come out and say that Kawhi Leonard was held back, which is still amazing to me. Makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, I don't know what type of memory some people have, but DeJounte Murray was an absolute, not DeJounte Murray, I'm sorry, Kawhi Leonard. Did I say DeJounte Murray before? Held Kawhi Leonard back. I don't know what I said. Listen, people that think he held Kawhi Leonard back is baffling to me, because that team became Kawhi Leonard's team like not too long after Duncan retirement. Like it was his team like instantly, because he was that good. And it's because Popovich helped him get to that point. Obviously Kawhi Leonard was probably going to be, phenomenal anyway, but we definitely helped. You can't say that we didn't. So just wanted to bring that up. Richard Jefferson, I was afraid that it was going to be something negative. Not necessarily. He mostly just gave them praise, and I guess maybe I should have expected that, because he's been doing that for years now. But anyways, big kudos to him. He's super funny, by the way. Good God, he's funny. But anyways, I'll give it to you guys later, man. You want to support the channel, as always, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description, or become a patron or YouTube member. Only $2 per month. Big shout out to your boy Jefferson, Richard Jefferson. Oh my God. And until next time, bye.